Gravity in Minecraft is a little bit weird. You see, most blocks in Minecraft, they just float, they don't fall down. While other blocks like sand, gravel or concrete powder do fall down. Most entities also experience gravity like boats, armor stands and all non-flying mobs. Falling anvils or pointed dripstone are also gravity affected. But of course there are exceptions like chests or item frames only on Java Edition. These are also entities, but they don't fall down. The player is also considered an entity and as such will also experience gravity. And because of that, he will take damage when he falls from a great height. A naked player can survive a fall of up to 23 blocks without dying and a fall of 3 blocks without taking any damage. But there are many ways to reduce fall damage and sometimes even completely negate it. And that's what I want to explore in this video. I want to see what the maximum amount of blocks is that you can fall in vanilla survival Minecraft without dying. The answer might actually surprise you. It's a lot more than you would think. Let's do this. So, I have compiled every single way I could think of to reduce or completely negate fall damage. So this side over here is all about reducing fall damage, and all of this over here, these are all of the possible ways to completely negate fall damage. And we're gonna explore all of these in this video. But yeah, you can see that we start off normal, which is at this height, 23 blocks, and we're gonna go up to some pretty extreme heights. So, we're gonna start off with normal fall damage, which is what you've seen in the intro. So normally when you're naked and you don't have any potion effects, you can survive up to 23 blocks without dying. And something I found out is that wearing armor, unenchanted armor, doesn't actually help you survive. So you can see right now that I'm wearing full netherite armor, and if I fall 23 blocks, I will still be at half a heart. So it doesn't matter what armor you're wearing, it will not help you fall from a greater height. So let's move on, and now we are gonna be able to fall a few blocks higher with Jump Boost 2, because when you're under the influence of this potion effect, it will increase your maximum fall height from 23 blocks to 25 blocks. So if I fall down with Jump Boost 2, you can see that I end up with half a heart at 25 blocks. Next there is another potion effect that will help you to survive, which is Resistance 2, which you can get from a full beacon. And with that you can survive up to 37 blocks, which is already pretty high. But we can go bigger than that. Another block that will reduce your fall damage is a bed. And a bed will allow you to fall from 45 blocks. You can see all the way over there, that's where we started, that's 23 blocks. We're now at almost double the height of that. And again, I will survive with half a heart. So at the start we discovered that armor itself won't help you fall from a greater height. But when we add enchantments to that, let's say Feather Falling 4, we will be able to survive up to 76 blocks. Just one random armor piece, it can be leather armor, just one armor piece with Feather Falling 4. You will be able to fall almost triple the height of where we started. And again, half a heart. So yeah, we're getting pretty high up, but we're not done yet. There is another enchantment that will help you survive, which is Protection 4, which you can actually put on 4 of your armor pieces instead of just 1. So again, the type of armor doesn't matter. This could have been leather, it would have been the same. But fully enchanted Protection 4 armor will allow you to fall from 103 blocks. That is a huge drop. And there is actually something that ties with the Protection 4. A potion of the Turtle Master will also allow you to fall 103 blocks because it gives you Resistance 4. So if I give myself Resistance 4 with commands, I'm not wearing any armor, I don't have any other potion effects, but I will survive with half a heart, 103 blocks. And we can actually survive a little bit more with just a hay bale. I think this is the easiest option for any survival player because a hay bale is just 9 wheat. However, how many survival players have a Turtle Master potion or a fully enchanted set of Protection 4 armor? Not many players have that. However, a hay bale is really easy to get and it will allow you to fall up to 111 blocks with half a heart. These heights are getting pretty insane. We started at 23 blocks and we're now at 111. We're almost out of this hole. But it's when we start combining these things that it will get pretty insane. What if we combine the hay bale with full protection 4 armor? Now you will be able to fall a grand total of 515 blocks. That's over 200 blocks above the new build height in Minecraft, which is at y equals 320. This pillar over here cannot reach high enough for me to stand on, so I'm just gonna teleport myself up in the air and I will immediately start falling. So, full protection 4 armor. Again, it doesn't matter what type of armor. And we're gonna fall on top of a hay bale. So, I'm gonna press the button. We're gonna get teleported. There's a bit of lag. And we can already see our pillars. We can see the clouds. We can see ground level. And we're gonna go all the way down to our hay bale. That was a huge drop. But you've probably seen the thumbnail. And this is not nearly the amount of blocks we can go. Because if we combine our protection 4 armor with the hay bale with the potion of Turtle Master, we can fall a total of 2,517 blocks. That's absolutely insane. The Turtle Master potion allows us to fall an extra 2,000 blocks. This is the maximum height you can fall in vanilla survival Minecraft while still taking damage. Because of course there are a lot of ways to not take any damage at all. But this is a number I got from a lot of trial and error. It took me a while to get this exact number. But if I teleport myself up there, you can see I've given myself the resistance 4, which is what the Turtle Master potion gives you. And we're currently at y equals 2,000. This is gonna take a long time. Also, where are my arms? My spyglass is just floating. So yeah, oh, there are pillars. And okay. Well, sometimes it is unreliable. Alright, 500 blocks, 400 blocks, 300 blocks, 200 blocks, 100 blocks. And we survived at half a heart. Perfect. We just fell for over 2,500 blocks. But what if I tell you that this isn't the maximum? In fact, you can fall for however many blocks as you want, because there are many ways in Minecraft to completely negate all fall damage, and some of them are quite interesting. So I'm gonna change sides, so we have done all of this, and now it is time for the left side of this giant hole. This is something that a lot of you have probably envisioned when you saw the title of this video. MLG. You can MLG with a water bucket. So what that means is when you drop down and place a water bucket below you at the exact same time you fall, you can survive a fall of any height by landing in your water. But that doesn't necessarily have to be from a bucket. Any pool of water can do. So for example, right here, I have a waterlogged slab, and I still was able to survive. Now the cauldron over here, this one doesn't actually work, at least not on Bedrock Edition. If I fall in here, I actually still take damage and I will die. Now right here we have some blocks that will slow your fall. So we have cobwebs, berry bushes, and scaffolding. Everyone knows that if you're stuck in cobwebs, you move very slowly. Same goes for berry bushes. When you fall into a berry bush, you will slowly sink into it. And also the scaffolding, when you crouch, you slowly go through it. And these will also help you to stop your fall. So let's say we're falling into the cobwebs. You can see that I will survive it perfectly fine. Now we do actually need 3 cobwebs, because for some reason I die when I only have 2 or 1. So as long as you have enough cobwebs, you will survive. Now in terms of the berry bush, you don't actually survive this on Bedrock Edition. However, on Java Edition it does completely stop your fall, and it will completely negate all fall damage. And the same goes with scaffolding. Scaffolding works a little bit different on Bedrock and Java, which means on Bedrock, even if you're crouching, you will still die. Next we have something that has been added kind of recently, which is powder snow. You can survive a drop of any height on top of a powdered snow block, which you can see right here. And now I'm starting to freeze. We haven't really talked about potion effects yet. When we were talking about reducing fall damage, we had a few potion effects, but over here we also have a few potions that will let us completely negate all fall damage. One of these potions is the slow falling potion. So if I teleport myself up here with the slow falling effect, as long as this effect lasts long enough, you will be able to fall from any height and you will not take any damage when you hit the ground. Now in Minecraft we also have a lot of climbable blocks, like ladders for example. You can climb up ladders like this and they will also slow your fall when you're going downwards. But there are a lot of different vines in Minecraft that will also let you climb them. In the Caves and Cliffs update we got these glowberry vines which allow you to climb them. And in the Nether update we got the crimson vines and the warped vines, is that what they're called? And of course we also have normal vines as well. So if you fall down here and let's see, let's go for the glow vines. You can see that when I landed in here, all of my fall damage was reset. So let's try that again and fall into the blue vines. You can see that it also stopped my fall. And same goes for the normal vines and the crimson vines. There we go. However, there's one vine variant that we haven't discussed yet, which is the glow lichen or glow lichen. This actually surprised me. They are not climbable, which is weird because it's the only vine in the game that you cannot climb onto. Next, there are also a few items from the end that will help you to stop your fall. For example, ender pearls. Ender pearls are way faster than the player, so they can easily just throw a pearl downwards. You can still slow your fall when you throw an ender pearl at the edge of a block just before you hit the ground. And one last thing you can do is eat some chorus fruit. Now there is one slight problem with this, and that is that the chorus fruit has a range of 8 blocks, meaning you have to be within 8 blocks of the ground when you have consumed it to be saved. So I'm gonna try to do that right now, and hopefully I don't die. I did it! I did it! Oh my goodness, I can't believe that. This one is extremely hard to do, and the only reason why I could do it is because that cave over there, when that goes off of my screen, that's when I know that I have to start eating. But I can assure you that if that cave wasn't there, I would have never made it. This is extremely hard to pull off. So yeah, this is probably the hardest method you can use. Now another one that a lot of players might have thought of when you saw this video is slime blocks. Not only will it stop your fall, it's also extremely fun. It's so bouncy, and especially when you're falling from a big height, you will bounce up tens of blocks. Now recently they also added another kind of slimy block, which is the honey block. I am way too close to use my spyglass. That's better. Honey blocks. When you fall down and you fall onto the edge of a honey block, you can see that it will slow your fall. So I'm gonna try to drop down as close to the edge of this block as possible, and hopefully this works. So I'm gonna hold, there we go, and I did it. This is also a very fun but really hard way to do it. Next we have a very simple one, a totem of undying. A totem of undying is perfect in this situation, because fall damage is a one-time thing. You can survive any fall from any height with a totem. Now if you've already beaten the Ender Dragon in your survival world, well, you probably also have an elytra. And with an elytra you're pretty much invincible to fall damage, because whenever you fall off a cliff, you can just activate your elytra and you will survive just fine. So the way how the game calculates if you should take damage with an elytra when you land is, it depends on your speed. So if you're going over half a block per tick, per game tick, that's when you start taking damage. And every second has 20 game ticks, so if you're going over 10 blocks a second, that's when you take damage. If you're going slower than that, you're perfectly safe to land. Now this one is pretty interesting. Rideable entities. These are mobs that you can ride, you can saddle them, or not in the case of the skeleton horse. But when you're falling, you should be able to click on them and you can save yourself. I don't know how strong the backs of these things are, but they are incredibly strong. However, this is really hard to pull off on Bedrock Edition. On Java Edition, I've seen a lot of people do it, but on Bedrock Edition, it's really hard. I don't know what it is, but I believe it has something to do with the player, so like the what is called the camera for the player being behind the hitbox of the player. You can see when you drop a boat down, it really glitches in Bedrock Edition. And I think that's the same. We're gonna see that over here in a minute. But yeah, on Bedrock Edition, it's just really hard to pull this off. Okay, that was my fault. I wasn't aiming at a horse. And nope. Next we have boats, beds, minecarts, and horses again. Because there is actually a way to survive falling on a horse. Well, that is falling with a horse. Because when you fall and you exit right before you... Did you see that? That's proof right there. So the hitbox was already at the ground before the player model was there. So yeah, that's definitely a bug in Bedrock Edition. But let's try that again. So when you exit a horse or any rideable entity right before you hit the ground... Oh my goodness, that was close. Your fall damage will be reset from the point where you exited. And the same goes with boats. I think on Java Edition you will survive this. But on Bedrock Edition, yeah, you can see that you just die. Same with the horse. If you fall down while on a horse, you will kill the horse and you will kill yourself. But yeah, again, if you exit the boat right before you hit the ground, you should be able to survive. Now, you can also use a minecart for this. So if you are inside of a minecart and you land on a rail, if you don't land on a rail, you will die. But if you land on a rail... What? Huh? Oh, let's just do this. Yes, this should be it. And there we go. We are alive. And last but not least, when it's nighttime, you can save yourself by entering your bed. Now again, this is something that I haven't been able to pull off, but I've seen people do it on Java Edition. Yeah, I'm gonna try one more time. Nope. There is one last special way to stop yourself from falling, and that's the damage immunity period. You see, when you take damage, you just kind of flash red for half a second. Well, in that half a second, you are invincible. You can take whatever damage you want. It's not gonna count. So let's say you're falling from 102 blocks and you go through lava and you take damage and you hit the ground before the 1.5 damage immunity period is over. Well, all of your fall damage is gonna get neglected. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't work for every height. I just found that the height of 102 blocks, there we go, you can see I only took damage from the lava and all of the fall damage was forgotten. I just found that for 102 blocks, this specific setup made it work. I think when you're falling from a greater height, this lava needs to be moved upwards and you're also going to need more lava. Because of course the time it takes you to go through the lava is going to get reduced as the higher you go. But yeah, I just kind of stumbled across this when I was researching how lava could help you to reduce fall damage. Because lava reduces your fall damage by half every tick you're inside of the lava. But this is the end of this video. This is all I could think of, except there is one last thing you can do. You go to your commands, you type /game rule, and this should allow you to fall from any height without taking any damage whatsoever. I am so stupid. I am in creative mode. Oh my goodness. I mean, technically that's also a way to do it. But yeah, I'm gonna demonstrate it while in survival mode. I think that's yeah. Okay, let's try this again. So this should actually be the command servers use. There we go. So servers use this command in the lobby. So for example, in like a PvP arena, when the spawn is up there and you drop down without taking any damage, and from there on, that's when fall damage gets activated again. But yeah, this is everything I could come up with. If you have any more ideas, please let me know in the comments if I missed anything. This video was a lot of fun to research and try out, and I really hope you enjoyed it. I really hope you learned something new here. Also, I really like this concept, like just a giant area in the world is just gone. It's so cool to see the world sliced up like this. Anyways, I'm rambling again. I'm gonna end it here. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you hopefully in the next video. Goodbye.